right, welcome to the 8th episode of the
Let's Go podcast here. We got a super exciting podcast. You see the amount of faces on this pod might equal the amount of faces we've had total in the HSL Let's Go podcast history. Before we start, we want to, as always, give a shout out to Evo Care Group, our HSL League sponsor, who is responsible for everything we have built so far in just a short period of time, whether it's men's softball, whether it's our youth T-ball, our youth girls soccer, our men's softball in the summer, our men's basketball, our youth basketball coming up in the fall. We have many programs to come, and we think Evo would not be possible without them. With that being said, Dave, why don't you introduce our many guests here?
Well, first I want to see if I could get a let's go out of this illustrious group. Welcome to the
Let's go!
Let's go!
Avi, I told you it's a good group.
They were the first ones to answer the call on the Let's Go. Everyone else, Shaman and Busco and these guys didn't want to have any of that. It was very nice.
And this is why there's such a big asset to the Blacksox, the playoff clinching Blacksox, who had a very big day on Sunday. So we have here our four good friends. I'm going to mention Jacob Kassin first because I forgot his name on one of the podcasts, and he really gave it to me. We've got it.
Yes, he deserved it.
We've got Alan Frastai, Joey Alhadeff, and Maurice Pardes. And it's a pleasure to have you collectively. They are the Syrian sensations. So welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
All right. So I understand your connection to the HSL was through Rabbi Shmuel Reda. Is that right? Is that how you first found the league?
Yes.
Okay. And Alan, he was a Rebbe to Alan and Maurice.
I want to call him a Rebbe, but yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I remember in 8th grade.
Yeah.
8th grade. This had to be like 8 years ago. He would like walk into class. He was like, "Yeah, I have softball on Sunday. I pull up to the field with 10 fresh softballs in my trunk. One day you'll be in the league." I was like, "All right." And now 8 years later, we're in the league.
You know, Shmuel Reda was the commissioner for up until this year. He was the owner of the league. This is Shmuel's league for almost 20. Was it 20? David, did Shmuel own it from the beginning?
I don't think so. I think Kaufman actually owned it before him. So he's probably doing it at least 5 years, maybe more, and he did a fantastic job. So wait, where was Shmuel teaching you, Maurice?
Flatbush, Shiva Flatbush.
And
Elementary school.
So he was showing off about his softball league, telling you about it, and then it took him 10 years more. I actually have no idea how old how old are you guys?
20, 21.
21.
Oh, jeez.
The kids.
I've been playing with them and really enjoying playing with them the whole season, but I've been
Well, here's the biggest question. You ready? The biggest question is this: can you guys guess how old David Gottlieb is? Unless you know.
37.
If you don't know, I'd love for you each to individually guess. We'll start with Joey, and I want to go through all of you. I want you all to take a guess how old David Gottlieb is. Joey, what's your guess?
I'm going to go 32.
Jacob?
I think I remember you telling me once, but I don't.
Then don't answer yet. Answer yet. Alan, what do you think?
I think it was like 36, 37.
He knew.
Maurice? He knew the answer.
Yeah.
Give me the over. 41.
Yeah, so most people think I'm in my late 20s, it seems, you know?
Yeah. Everyone I speak to, who I tell, I have this partner, David Gottlieb, my instinctive introduction of him isn't, oh, he's an amazing guy, he's that. He's like, oh, he's 37, but he looks like he's 25. Like, that's like my automatic go-to. Like, I was speaking to someone today just before on the phone who wanted to potentially, a potential, worker for the summer, whatever it is. And I'm like, yeah, let me speak with my partner. He's 37. He looks like he's 25. I'm like, why did I just say that? Like, I don't know why it comes to my mouth. It could be because I was so stunned when I found out. What was it, like 3-4 years ago? Like, when you casually told me you're like 33 years old. Thought you were like my age. I'm 26.
Well, so historically, you guys, the Blacksox.
Oh, wait, 1 second. Am I 26 or 27? I was born in 97. What am I, 27?
Oh, you're
August?
90 guy.
No, you're 26.
I'm 26?
You told me yesterday you're 27, but I think you're 26.
Oh. Yeah, you're right. I'm turning 27 in August. Okay. All right.
So it's been a pleasure having
records in the
this.
5 towns.
So Avi, he just pegged you as a Five Towns guy. That's pretty interesting.
No, yeah, no, it's okay. I'm a Brooklyn Brooklyn born and bred, and living in Queens now. But I understand the comparison. I am a very spitzy, cool, type of guy. So like, I guess I could take it as a compliment, right? Everyone loves me. I'm very popular, so I guess that's a sort of Five Towns personality,
No, that's more the Brooklyn in you.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So let's start with Joey. Where are you from? Where did you grow up?
Sure. So, all right. First things first, we have a little business to handle. Week 1, I went deep twice, not once, twice, and Gottlieb coined the term the Syrian sensation to me as an individual. I then was gracious enough to share it with my fellow Syrians on the team.
I didn't want them to be jealous.
It's okay.
Wait, Joe, you had two home runs the first week?
I think so. Right?
Yeah, it was a double hitter.
Which team?
It was a double
Which team was
hitter.
it again? Oh, okay, but which teams did you
It
play
was
against?
1-1, I think. Yeah.
Schwartz
1-1.
brothers and Burger Hicks.
Oh, wow. Okay, and those are two of them. All right. Mendy Schwartz is a good pitcher. Who's Burger Hicks' pitcher? Burger Hicks is a good team. You guys are playing Burger Hicks. First round matchup. It's a big matchup. Sons of Anarchy.
Joey, so how did you feel about
that.
having the nickname taken away from you and given to your brethren?
I mean, look, when Cass comes out to the mound and decides to throw straight gas, I can't really decline sharing the nickname. So I'm all for it. I mean, if it elevates my Syrian brothers to play a little better, then of course I'm for it.
I'm trying to figure out if I can come up with different nicknames for each of you. Syrian cessation.
You call me the Syrian sniper.
Okay, I'm very willing to share.
Syrian sniper.
Syrian sniper. Kassin will be the Syrian sniper because he's pitching. All right.
I'm a sniper.
He's a sniper. What else do we got?
They just
Syrian
have to meet a requirement of like a 300 batting.
Syrian slugger. Allen's coming out. Was that Allen with these turns? He's knocking them. He's out of the park. These are like.
I got one more.
Syrian slugger.
I have to think about
You
it.
know,
Should I go back to the original question?
Left field.
Yeah.
He flies around left field. Something from Maurice.
Yes, sir.
All right, so back to the question. So born and raised in Brooklyn. I went to Barkai Elementary, so that's why I didn't have the Rebbe as my teacher. And then I went to Flatbush High School with the rest of these schools. Played softball in high school, played softball in the summers. And yeah, Alan called me up, said, he's looking to get together guys for a spring league. I was like, okay, that sounds awesome. Let's do it. So I decided to hop on.
It's awesome. You guys have been a big asset. So something I've been curious about as we look to grow the HSL, like different demographic groups, is softball hot in the Syrian community? Oh, actually it is, right? There's like a whole, I'm remembering now, Avi, when we interviewed Michael Diamondstein, he said, if you want to know how to run a league, you have to look at Sam Sutton or something?
Sutton, yeah.
M&S, yeah.
That's M&S.
Yeah.
What did you say, Jake?
Yeah, it's called M&S. The league is M&S. There's 3 Syrian leagues. There's the main one, which is YMSL. That's like for that's like the MLB. Put it like that's
YMSL,
like
Dave. YMSL is a Sunday morning league. Starts early, like March time, like sort of like a few weeks after restart, and goes like throughout the summer. It's a draft league. Like you have to wait even a couple of years even to get into the draft. It's like dubbed like that's always to dub like the most talented and intense. Like they have every game's video with broadcasters. They have podcasts recapping all the games. It's a massive production. The YMSL.
Yeah. So then right under YMSL, it's not cheap, but right under YMSL there's M&S. And then right under M&S, there would be DSL, which is the Deal Softball League, which we can get into a little later.
Maybe we should get right into the Deal Softball League. Those watching the podcast might not know our Syrian Chevra over here. Chevra is Syrian for group of friends. Started their own Arabi, not Syrian, Arabi you guys call it, right? Started their own softball league in the summer in Deal, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hence the name Deal Softball League.
I thought it's because you guys are cutting deals at the games. You know, I know you Syrian guys are all about the business. I have the pleasure of
Gottlieb just got fleeced on his rent.
Yeah, that's right. I have the pleasure of working in the same office building as the Kassin Empire. I have three full floors. So who started this league? Give us some background.
All right, so I'll give a little background, and then Alan will take off after that. So pretty much what we used to do is we used to have a chat of like 60 boys in Brooklyn, and we would try to get pickup games, and we would always get 30, 40 people. We have 4 teams rotating games. It was a whole thing, and then me, Alan, and then another kid named Jack Hannon, we decided, like, you know what, let's start off a little friendly league. We'll do a random field every week, and we'll charge everyone like $15, $30 to cover expenses, and we'll run a league with all the boys. And it started off like that, a league for all the boys. We had 40 guys, and yeah, and then Alan, you want to continue season 2?
Yeah, then it really picked up. We're like, why don't we make some money off this? And we upped the league fee to like $100, if I remember correctly. We had 4 teams of 40 guys, and then the year after that we went up to 60 guys with 6 teams. This year we got to 5 teams with 55 guys. We just lowered it a little bit, but it's still really great. It's fun to run, and I also play in it while running it, so it's really fun. And I'd say getting that time with all the guys on Sunday mornings is really special, and it's a fun thing to be a part of. And seeing HSL how they do it, it's not.
Go ahead, finish.
It's not the same as we do it, but it's also really good to see how Avi and you run the league and keep it fun for all the guys.
I have a question for you, but first, Avi, I'm thinking maybe we can get a corporate sponsorship of the Deal Softball League sponsoring one of the teams in the Hillcrest Softball League.
Yeah.
So it's funny because I got a message asking vice versa if the Hillcrest Softball League would like to be a sponsor for the Deal.
Which of these bums messaged you that?
Me.
Yeah.
Me, yeah.
No.
I knew
We're gonna get Evo next year.
Great. Look, I'm all for it. It's very impressive that you guys started this at 18 years old, 19 years old. It's a big initiative.
This is strictly for men? Is it strictly for men or for boys also?
No, it's what's the age group? It's
we kind of really filled in the gap.
16, 17 to like 21.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
If you pay a deposit, you could play.
If you pay
we forgot, Alan, we forgot to add in that I think it was season 2 we added Joey to our payroll, and all he did, and this is why you mentioned before not to ask him about it, but I'm going to bring it up anyways. All he did was we used to give him free entry plus money, and all he did was I'll run your Instagram account. Oh yeah, I'll set up the fields. I'll be at every game. Guy didn't show up to one game besides his
That's
own
not
game.
true, Cass. I was there. I set up the field. I took
It's
videos.
not true.
I did.
Joey, I got to give you a lot of props because you seem to be awesome at just making money and not having to work. So
I really appreciate that.
good for you. No, I'm serious. It's not simple to get away with playing for free, making some money, and do nothing. That's great.
He's playing for free this year
pulled it
somehow.
off.
It's a Syrian talent.
So, Alan, I want to go. Yeah, go ahead.
Can we talk about? I was gonna say, could we talk about how I've never seen Gottlieb wear anything other than that Blacksox uniform?
By the way, and I have not cleaned it since my epic dip into the mud. Oh, you mean you've never actually seen me not wearing it? I get the point. Okay, yeah, because you only see me
Posada style.
Posada style. So,
I tell you guys, we were on the way to our HSL Youth T-ball opening day this past week, which was a tremendous success. And I'm speaking to Dave, and Dave's like, "Are you wearing any HSL gear?" So I'm like, "I can't wear the hoodie. It's too warm out." So he's like, "What are you wearing?" Dave's like, "I'm gonna wear my Blacksox jersey." So I'm like, "I'm wearing a polo shirt." He's like, "What do you mean? You should put on your Switch On Solutions HSL jersey." I'm like, "I don't know if that's like." He's like, "What do you mean? It's marketing." I'm like, okay. And then Dave shows up in the Black Sox jersey. Dave's rocking the Black Sox jersey at every HSL event. Doesn't matter if it's for boys, for girls, for adults. He's wearing the Black Sox jersey.
So
Dedication.
It's dedication. So Alan, you
No, Dave, it's a real shame that we didn't get National Getaways.
he
on
would have
the
gotten a
jerseys,
lot of
'cause he would've
publicity.
gotten a lot more exposure than he did.
Guys, we actually had a sponsor called National Getaways, and we actually had it on the podcast. Really, Friedman. Oh, he played with us on Sunday. He was that.
He's the most viewed podcast. That's the one you guys got to beat. 237 views.
I won't beat it.
All it takes is one post on Cass's Instagram.
Does Cass have a big Instagram?
Yo.
Why?
No, I don't have a big Instagram, but we could send.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta hit you guys up.
Oh, I'm actually on the WhatsApp group. Isn't there a WhatsApp group? SY Alerts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on that WhatsApp group. I tried getting to post the HSL number on there. No one responded to me.
Kassin, what's your Instagram? What's your Instagram
The number
handle?
when I do giveaway.
It's J _ Kassin 03. I don't have a big Instagram.
771.
How many followers, Dave?
DG, follow us. Follow the deal.
Wow.
Okay.
Follow the
I
deal
will
on
right now.
Instagram. That's
So,
okay.
Alan, you said you do certain things different than the HSL, certain things the same as the Phyllis. Wow, you got Deal Softball League, 356 followers. Very nice. Season 4 loading. Good stuff, guys.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
yeah.
Who handles the page? Joey, probably, right?
No, Joey doesn't do anything.
So, so tell us about the differences between the DSL and the HSL.
Sure. So it was new to me to hear that captains bring the balls to the game. As the league, we supply the balls for all the games.
Who brings them? Who
also,
brings
I
the
don't know
balls
you
to the
guys-
game,
you
though?
guys,
The
you know,
umpire?
No, us,
Me.
the league owners. We supply balls to
Well,
every
what,
game.
Well, no. What do you mean? So we supply the balls also, but we just give it all to the captains beforehand.
Oh, we thought
No,
Raider
no,
pays
no,
for
no.
the balls or something. Is that not the
No,
case?
no.
Yeah, that's what it sounded
No,
like.
we went on a at least me and Dave. We went on a driving trip around the world before the season started. We dropped off everything: the balls, the jerseys, everything by the captains week 1. That way they have everything for the whole season. Because all of our fields are all over. So as you know,
Right.
so like it's very hard, for us to have to go to every single field every single week. It's just crazy.
Right.
So we gave
yeah,
everything
the fields
before
were
the season
tough,
started.
like with the grass infield. I don't know where you guys, look for fields, but just whatever. Putting that out there. But really, no, you guys do a
No,
great
it's great.
job.
Dave always asks for people to give us constructive criticism at the end. So we'll get to that.
Avi, it doesn't sound like they need any invitation
back
for the
to the
constructive criticism.
I know, right?
No, but you guys do a really good job. But I'd love to speak with you guys more about, where you get your umpire and stuff like that, just so we can
Get your what? Where you get your what?
put our
What did you say?
forces together and make something. Like who you guys, get your umpires through. I'm assuming it's Dom, but just
Yeah.
love to chat about that. And then if you guys want to
Dom's a
acquire,
big legend.
Cass, if you guys want to acquire our league, just hit me and Cass up.
I'm not so sure about doing business with a
open to
Kassin. I
selling.
don't know. If you see the Empire, they have
You
at
know what?
347 Fifth Avenue. I'm not sure. They're the right people to start negotiations with.
I'm gonna make sure that your rent gets increased over the next 2 years now.
So Maurice, we haven't heard anything from you today. You're busy. I don't know what you're doing over there. Are you live tweeting the podcast?
Relaxing on a Tuesday afternoon.
So where are you from? Where did you grow up?
No, what do you mean? I'm not a tweeter.
Where-
So I'm also
Syria.
from
He grew up
Brooklyn,
in Syria.
and I just wanted to say I'm not doing nothing today. I'm just gonna flex on the pod a little bit. I'm going to law school soon, so I'm studying to get into law school. So that's why I'm
Ooh.
home.
Wow.
I do work. I do have a job,
Thanks for taking
but I am playing tennis.
taking time out to be with us.
With who? Who you playing with?
Well, I'm playing with Joey. Me and Joey are gonna play tennis. He's just unemployed. I don't know what he's doing, but
Finals.
Maurice, you graduated.
so
Yeah.
I grew up in Brooklyn as well. Went to yeshiva. graduated at Flatbush. I have some good stories about the Rebbe, Mr. Rada. I have a great story. We used to have a lot of fun in this class. A great story was one time, the classic science teacher lights the desk on fire. So we had
I
that.
actually don't know that. I actually
one of the years.
Didn't have that experience.
And
Really?
I think it's like a classic thing though. The science teacher lights the desk on fire. I don't know if it's not.
Yeah, he lights the desk on fire and then goes away. You know.
So basically, how it goes is he decided that he wanted to light the desk on fire, and he's very calm, cool, collected. The desk is on fire, and I quote, he says, "Yeah, the fire will burn itself out in just a few minutes." 3 seconds later, he's like, "Oh shoot!" Takes a giant bucket of water and dumps it all over this fire because it was about to start spreading and burn down the whole building.
That's amazing. Wow.
That's the story.
I have that image. I have that image right now of Rada being super
I have the
calm
video.
3 seconds later. Oh, you do? We gotta get that video up on the HSL status.
Send the video,
Yeah,
Maurice.
get the
I
video
can't
on
believe
HSL
you've been
status.
withholding that from us all season.
He's
He's been
gatekeeping.
I had to keep it for the right time.
P, you better be careful what you send out of Ray. You might get benched next game.
You gotta perform up to a certain standard to stay on Rabbi Rada's good list.
I ate grass this week in a 10-point lead.
It was a nice catch.
Yeah. So you guys, it's been a pleasure to have you at the Blacksox. I don't know if you know the history of the Blacksox. Avi was on the Blacksox last year. Last year we had one big league. There wasn't a Titan league and a Legacy league. Actually, I should say it was one small league. There were about 7 teams. And Avi, through extremely impressive recruitment and marketing, was able to have a 10-team league in the Legacy, 8-team in the Titan. So the Blacksox sort of broke up into 2 parts, and all the old folks stayed in the Legacy league. So we've had this infusion of young blood, which has been a tremendous asset to the team and great vibes also. So it's been a pleasure to have you guys. So, you guys may or may not know, Avi's he's an outstanding pitcher, and I was excited to have him see Cass pitch on Sunday to kind of give, to kind of take a look at his stuff, see what he had to say. So, Avi, what were your thoughts on Jacob's pitching?
No, I think I was telling Jacob at the game. The 2 most important things as a pitcher, really, is way more than than someone's speed or spin. Is really location, being able to locate, play to your field. So if you know there's a righty who's on the plate and your catcher sets up on the inside, you shift your field to left field, you hit that spot, and you make them do something that they're not comfortable doing. So it's really a location, and it's keeping hitters off balance. Getting ahead of batters, throwing strikes, throwing fast, changing, giving a little off speed. When you get, now that I'm playing in the Titan League or in the Monday Night West Hempstead League that Ariel Cohen is in charge of, when you're playing against big boys who are just tremendous hitters and you throw it the hardest you can, it doesn't matter how hard you throw the ball. If you miss your spot, they're going to crush it. If you slow down with the pitch, you hit your spot, you'll be a lot more successful. So it's really location, learning how to pitch to your field. Knowing that if someone's on top of the plate and you hit the ball in the inside corner, you want to have 3 infielders on the left side of the infield. You want to have your outfield move shifted to the left a little bit, and B is keeping hitters off balance. And I think that's what Jacob does very well. At least when I was there last game, the addictive ad. The Vipers brought down 3 legit hitters. Not slackers at all. 3 legit hitters. And I feel like you guys at the plate, pitching and catching, did a tremendous job really keeping them off balance, keeping the lefties, sort of forcing them to go to right field. And when they would try to go the other way, it would be very weak. And same thing the other way around. The righties, keeping them off balance, really forcing them to go to left field. And when they try to go to right, they would ground out or hit a soft pop-up. And I think, obviously, a pitcher like Steve Pollen, who has fantastic movement on the pitch. Like, that's amazing. That's great. But you don't need that to be a great pitcher. You don't. You don't. You know, especially with the good field behind you, all you need is a location and the ability to really keep hitters off balance. You'll be good to go. I don't have any of that. I don't have a crazy, a spin pitch. I don't throw the ball insanely hard. I throw it pretty hard, not crazy hard. But location, keeping hitters off balance, that's what wins games, especially with the field behind you. So I think that's what Jacob has. And yeah, I think I just think that's, again, like, no matter what talent level you're pitching against, if you have those two things, you can pitch against anybody.
Yeah, thank you. So I just want to give a quick shout out to someone, and then I want to thank Gottlieb, but Gottlieb's separate. But one of my friends, Jerry, after that one game that I blew, that was a bad game that I blew. We were at Peck. That first time, that was my debut. That was rough. But after that game I blew, I was talking to him. I was like, yo, I don't know what I'm gonna do. He's like, yo, just head up, keep your head up, come back next time, prove to them that you can really pitch, show them what you showed us over the last 4 or 5 years. It's like, you know what, you're right. And then Gottlieb hit me up, and he was like, yo, we're gonna give you another shot. Let's get it going. That next game, I came in after, I think it was 2 innings of Silver pitching. I came in, let up 1 run. It was an extra, so we ended up losing that one also. Let up that 1 run. But at that game, Gottlieb was telling me, try to hit them a little more off speed, start hitting the corners, pitch high, low, and behind the plate. It's very it was very helpful when Gottlieb, when you move to the right or move to the left, you move your glove up, down, or you give me a quick little signal before the pitch so I know what to do. You tell me this guy, we get the scouting report. But yeah, it's been a pleasure pitching with you behind the plate. You boosted up my confidence, and I'm happy that it showed. But to that one point is I want to take blame for something. That game, last game that I pitched, the first game when we were up 6-3, and then someone.
I want to talk about that at bat also. I actually wanted to pick Avi's brain on that. So let's just fill in the viewers for a minute. We had a very intense game Sunday at 8 a.m. because there were playoff implications. Both of us needed to win that game to get into the playoffs, and we were giving it our all to try to get that win. If we lost, we were out. Win, and we needed to win the second one, but lost and we're out. So we were winning 6. It was a back and forth game, kind of. We went up 3, not back and forth, but we went up 3-0. They cut it to 3-1. We went up 5-1. They cut it to 5-2. That kind of thing. 6-3 in the. I think it was the 7th inning. We were arguing about this. I think it was the 7th inning. They put 3 runners on base, and then there were 2 outs, and number 9 hitter was up, Jacob Byrne, and captain and sponsor, Vipers.
Captain and sponsor.
Cass, he came to it. By the way, Kassin, in Avi's highlight, I checked. Avi says that it's 2-2 on the count, not 3-2.
No, it was 2-2. He fell behind 0-2 and then went back to 2-2.
And Cass had his number all day.
I think I made a mistake. I was wondering. I really didn't want to walk in a run. I was getting nervous about that. So I just said to Cass, I think kind of just put it over the plate is my version of events. So I guess I'm curious to hear everybody's opinion on how we should approach a situation like that. 6-3, 7th inning, bases loaded, 2-2. What do you guys all think?
I wouldn't mind talking about it.
Go ahead, Maurice.
No, P, go.
Go, P.
I think I'm talking about it from a perspective of from where I was in the outfield. All day, I'm not sure what his name is, Burns. He was
Jacob Burns.
Yeah, he was basically late on every single pitch that day. And what it looked like to me was this guy has a great swing. He's just late every time. And it didn't look like the type of guy who's trying to go oppo. It just looked like he was trying to miss. So from left field, I was like, if this guy does connect with one, he's going to hit it. So I was playing him deep. I wasn't playing him oppo. And I think we made a mistake defensively where we should have sort of left our center fielder was shaded towards right field. where I think he should have been more towards left, because if he did connect with one, he was pulling that ball and he was pulling it deep, and he was a little too over to the right. And that was kind of not even on the pitching. It was more about the defensive alignment. It was a little off.
Yeah, so I also want to touch on that, so I'll cut in. It was kind of my fault also because we had it was Manila and Cooper that were playing in the outfield, and Cooper came in, and he was kind of playing short center, and then Manila was more towards right. So either we should have had Manila come up and let him play short center and let Cooper stay back because Cooper's faster and could cover more space, or we should have done 4 across, and I should have recognized that beforehand, which I didn't. So that's where I wanted to take the blame. And we could have easily avoided that.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say if, depending on, obviously there's a lot of ways to go, but if you're adamant on not walking the guy, which means you're going to take off speed, you're going to throw it more over the middle, you got to go 4 across in that situation, because 4 across, unless he hits it over the fence, which again, I don't think you guys are assuming he has the ability to, you can't let him beat you. If it's 4 across, he's not going to beat you. At the most, it'll be a 2-run single. I guess if he hits it over your head and off the fence, but that's going to be regardless. But if you're going to really just let him hit it, sort of.
So that's very interesting. That's very interesting. I'm a rookie catcher, never caught before in my life, never really got that involved in the strategy of pitching and field management. Avi, of course, when I was behind you at second base, every at bat there was a flurry of activity. Outfielder Soy Friedman would tell Avi to bug off. They're like, we got this. You pitch, we're playing the field, buddy. But it'd be a little bit of a.
By the way, that's I love Surly. I love these guys, but that's one of my biggest rants as a pitcher. Is don't tell me as a pitcher where you're gonna play. Like, I know where I'm pitching the batter. I know where I want you to be. Like, there's no way an outfielder could say, "Oh, I should be here." I'm like, "What do you mean you should be here? What if I want to pitch the ball outside? You should be more to the left. What if I want to pitch the ball?"
So I got you. So as a rookie catcher, I think I just lost sight of how the outfield was situated, or maybe the outfield. Is there, Maurice? Like, who's the captain in the outfield? Do we even have an answer to that question right now?
Yeah, definitely me. Definitely me. Yeah.
It was a little confusing.
Alan, you're the captain in the outfield.
We always have subs.
Go ahead, Alan. Sorry.
No, we always have subs in the outfield. Really, I used to play second base, but Rada kind of threw me into.
You're doing a nice job.
Field. I don't really get much action there. But it's fun, yeah. It's
usually we have Feldman.
Feldman, yeah.
But Feldman wasn't here this week.
Feldman doesn't.
It's true.
No.
He is quiet.
No, but usually he does do a little bit of alignment, and this week it was not so clear who was running.
I thought
it was supposed to be Cooper.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought Cass should have. He had his number all day. It was loaded, but I thought Cass was just the better player. I thought he should have just kept pumping.
Joey, while you're talking, I'm thinking maybe I, as the catcher, didn't have enough confidence in Cass. So I basically said, take it easy, throw him a meatball. Throw him a meatball, let him beat himself. Beat himself, which it could be if we had 4 across, he would have the ball would have been caught, and what would ultimately happen is hit the ball over the outfielders' heads, and it.
To the gap.
Oh, it's in the gap.
Oh, in the gap, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was in the gap
across.
because we were shaded to right field. Because we were shaded to right field, that was the gap.
Right. If you had 4 across there, it very well might have been at that guy in left center field, right at him for an out.
Right.
Yeah.
But whatever, they ended up shooting themselves in the foot with a few errors in the next inning, and we ended up going up 2 runs.
Yeah, that kind of game is sort of like the team that makes, evenly matched game, intense game. People are very focused. They probably made 1 more mistake than us, maybe 2 more mistakes than us, and that was the difference. We made a couple of mistakes.
Look, Gottlieb, I think we should easily be 6-2 right now. We had a lot of tight games. You look at the runs scored, runs against column. We're up there with the Robins or whoever. I don't really know the second seed, but we're a good team, and we're going to show it in the playoffs.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you guys have a tough first round matchup. Burger Hicks, they're a very controversial team as they put up a ton of runs in Peck specifically, and there's a very, very good chance the playoffs will not be in Peck. But they have put up 10 runs, 12 runs, 23 runs. So, Jacob, you're going to have a really good test against them. Their fielding isn't phenomenal. You guys should be able to score runs. But
Murray Silver starting in the playoffs. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
If Mr. Mayor, call Mr. Mayor, Mr. Mayor needed my knees, I would give him my knees. I will buy that guy unlimited bottles of Advil as long as he could.
So Joey, what were your thoughts on? Yeah, go ahead, Maurice.
If that's the scouting report on the team, I mean, it does play into us because our team doesn't give up a lot of runs. We don't score a lot of runs, but we don't give up a lot of runs. So if they make errors and give us runs, it could play.
I'm gonna pull it up right now. The Berger Hicks runs scored to runs allowed. I'm pretty sure it's a lot in both categories, if I'm not mistaken.
How many did we give up, Tim?
Yeah, we got a bunch of bumps.
So Berger Hicks, 93 runs scored and 65 runs given up. So runs given up, they're right in the middle of the pack. They give up the fifth to most runs, but they scored the second to most runs and only 6 behind the Robins. So a lot of runs scored. Also, a very decent amount of runs given up. 65 is like around 8 runs a game they've given up. So they do let up runs, but they're scoring more than 10 runs a game. No, like almost 10 and a half runs a game.
The game shouldn't be in peck for the playoffs. I think that's a given.
No. The goal, I guess for the viewers right now, a little bit of our goal right now is it's looking like the Titan playoffs it looks like to be a flip-flop. Because the Titan are doing quarters and semis, we need to have 2 fields near each other. So it looks like Titan's going to get the West Hempstead High School in Chestnut for the quarters and semis, and it looks like Legacy's going to be in College Point, and then potentially one other field, which is yet to be determined. Lawrence Middle, both Lawrence Middles, and then if we need one more field, to do one more field. That's what we're looking at right now. But you guys right now also, the Blacksox, you guys also 66 runs scored. Is the Legacy updated?
The stats or the website? The standings. Standings are updated. Standings.
So 66 runs scored and 41 runs allowed. So, very opposite of Berger Hicks. You guys don't score too much runs. You don't allow too many runs. Yeah,
we had trouble closing, but I had a conversation with the senior Kassin downstairs, and he taught me how to close. And we saw that on Sunday when we shut the door 8-6. So
I think that may be
Berger
the match
Hicks
for the week,
versus Addictive Ed's Vipers.
Yeah.
So, why don't you?
Us
versus Berger Hicks. So, Avi, why don't you guys have a few more minutes? Let's go through the different playoff matchups. Talk about them a little bit. I don't know how well you know the other teams, but it'll be fun. So let's talk about the Legacy League, Avi.
Sure. So the first matchup we have. First of all, the Robins. They had another big win this past week. The Robins. What did you say, Joey? Yeah, that's right.
There's a lot of that.
That's a very Robins move.
Wait, I didn't hear the joke. What was the joke? What did I miss?
Out of the dugout.
So I will tell you, if all the higher seeds win, other than you guys, of course, because you're the 5th seed, but if you win and all the other higher seeds win, you'll play them in the semis. That's how it's going to come out. Because there is reseeding. But as long as all the higher seeds win, you guys play them next round. So the Robins have a bye. They had a dominant win. Ariel Cohn continued to dominate as his theory of pitching in the rain only affects him is holding true, as he's given up 2 or less runs in every start other than that rain day. They'll have a bye. The Crew, who are also very much on the bandwagon of give us the Robins, we want to beat them in the playoffs. 6-2, they're going up against the Crew are going up against Annie's Kitchen, which would be a fun matchup. Annie's Kitchen started off hot. I think they started off 2-1 or 3-1, and they are currently 3-5. So they had a rough couple of games to end the season. The Crew is a great team. Jacob Gelb, phenomenal pitcher. They also don't score too many runs.
You gotta tell us the color.
So with teams that don't score too many runs,
you gotta say the color.
Tell us the jersey color.
Orange.
That's the game,
Orange.
Cass, where I lost my cool at the
Played
end.
them. Did we play them?
That was the big
Oh,
those guys are
controversial
annoying.
game at the
Yeah,
end of
good
it.
stuff.
They're very intense.
Yeah,
very
Avi
intense
walked
team.
in there. Avi
Yeah.
walked in there. I thought he was about to blow up the whole game. The ump gave him nothing.
Oh yeah, the ump was like, I don't care who you are, this is my game. Right? What he said something like that.
Yeah.
Guys, we lost
Great.
Joe. We lost
Great.
Joey for a second. I got a
Yeah.
message that he had to refresh his browser, so he should be back in a minute. I'm not sure what happened on his end. Okay.
How about Gottlieb losing his
That's
head that game? A lot of respect for Gottlieb.
Oh yeah. We
We gotta talk about that. We gotta talk about that.
Look, it's
Gottlieb, that was.
I got really angry, and it was. It's interesting. It might have cost us the game because I lost focus, and I was kind of coaching Jake through the pitching and stuff, and I was just like so upset.
We're talking about when Connie got a hot dog.
And then Kassin has a dream about me the next night, which is pretty.
That's not.
Which is pretty typical for Jacob, and I had a head of fire. I think.
Yo.
I guess I'm.
You did, but that's not why we lost the game. What did I tell you in the beginning of the game before we started? And I said I guarantee we're going to lose by 1 run because of it. And what did we do? We lost by 1 run in extras. What was it, Gottlieb? What happened? Do you remember?
Let's move on.
Tell us, Mr. Google.
So we had a player
Tell us.
running late. So I swapped, as sometimes is done. We swapped home field advantage with the other team in order to allow our player to arrive. Because you play 9 in the field, you lose an edge very quickly. So it was a judgment call, and Kassin is still bringing it up to me. But thankfully, we made the playoffs. So hopefully, all is good. And yeah.
So the Crew versus Annie's Kitchen. You guys know Annie's Kitchen. Annie's Kitchen, they're the black team. Annie's Kitchen Pandas. Fun team. Nice guys. Yigal Ben Hayim.
Oh,
Yes.
Two-time,
We played that.
love them.
two-time one-time HSL sponsor. Sponsors one of our youth T-ball teams.
Avi. Usually
the
the commissioner shouts out like 1-time championship, 1-time MVP. You like to shout out 1-time sponsor.
Well, we don't. Well, under the new reign of the HSL, we don't have any champions or MVPs
Right.
yet. This is the first of the
Cy Young for Kassin.
first of the reborn
Cy Young
HSL.
for Kassin.
Joey,
Yeah.
Joe, I wanted to get your
Kassin.
take actually on you're very cool on the field. You don't seem to get too wrapped up in any of the issues. Curious about your take on first of all the that incident with the Crew. With going overtime and switching home field at the beginning, or sometimes. What were your thoughts on all of it?
He's a Mets fan.
I felt they weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mets fan. I'm used to disappointment, but I felt they weren't being so reasonable. I don't know. Like they wanted to measure the mound for 10 minutes before the game, and then they blamed us for having our guy run late. Like at the end of the day, it's a friendly softball league. We're all trying to have a good time. Just like be a little more reasonable. That's just what I felt. But
It's not that deep.
I also get I tend to get more heated and I talk and chirp a lot more in our friendly pickup games. But when I'm with a lot of guys I don't know, then I'm a little more proud, I guess.
Yeah, if only you knew what Joey told me.
This is a safe space. I'm actually in my therapy office, so you can share whatever you want here, guys.
Joey, you can share.
And I quote.
All right, let's move on to our next matchup. Rumble Ponies, What's Up Electric Rumble Ponies versus the Yakov Cat Studio Hungry Hippos. They actually just played each other this past week. That's two veteran led teams. Has been in the HSL for 10 plus years. Danny Scheinman versus.
Oh, they walked up on our heads.
Danny
Yeah.
Scheinman
Yeah,
versus
yeah.
Yes, that was a team that came back down 8 runs in the last inning versus Brian Cohn. These are two teams that benefited tremendously from the reborn HSL. There are two teams that were struggling to get any wins at all, to say it politely, in the past, and creating this legacy for them really helped out. They actually, the Rumble Ponies finished in the 3 seed, and Brian Cohn and the Hungry Hippos were, I think, floating around the 2-3 seed for a long time this year, and they finished with the 6. But it should be a fun matchup. I think it was 9-5. Scheinman beat Brian Cohen this past week. It was a close game. So that should also be very close, and it should be very fun because those are two teams that know each other for, like I said, 10, 15 years and been playing with each other in the league. And then you got the 4-5 game. You got the Burger Hicks versus the
number one game is the
Blacksox.
Crew
So
versus who? The Pandas. Okay, got it. And then Burger.
Oh, Golly, I know why we won this week doubleheader. Because on the way in, we usually play some Tokyo Drift to get us hyped up. And we said we're on a little bit of a losing streak. We can't play this stuff. Like, let's win some first. We won 2, and then we sent you a nice hype up video of Tokyo Drift on the way home.
That was Tokyo. Yeah, I put on my status. Yeah. Guys, just so you know for the future, anything you send me is going out publicly. There's no confidentiality. That's how I run my therapy practice too. It's just open.
Dave, I want to give a disclaimer. I know we're gonna be taking, or at least I'm gonna be taking a lot of hate after this podcast. Oh, you guys are only talking about the Legacy playoffs. What about the Titan playoffs? Don't worry, guys. We have a week and a half till playoffs start. We'll have a Titan guest on.
Guys, let me just share it with the guys. It's funny. At the beginning of the season, people were saying we were giving the Titan League too much attention. And now the Titan players are telling Avi we're giving the Legacy League too much attention.
Yeah, well, they're just tied down Syrians in their league, so whatever.
So we definitely do plan on having a guest on the next week and a half to be determined who that is. We'll break down Menachem Diamondstein and King Ventures and Steve Pollen and the batting champ Glenn Zuckerman and the Bombers, the Blue Wahoos, the young guys, Mobad, of course, yours truly, Switch On Solutions, and a bunch of fun. And, of course, Gold Glovers. A bunch of young teams and some old veteran teams. It should be a lot of fun. We'll break that down on a podcast coming up soon.
Shout out Zin, who subbed for us, Legacy League shortstop. That guy had a ridiculous pick and fire over the first. He barehanded a ball at short, and then Edelman immediately goes, yep, Titan League shortstop. We're like, okay, all right, Edelman.
It's funny. Last night I was playing my game Monday night, and he had a similar play where the ball was a hard ground ball to third, and it ate up the third baseman. And in one motion, he barehanded it and fired off.
Joey, I got to tell you a funny story. So I played second base behind Avi for a couple of seasons, and I had Zin at shortstop. So as you can, I was frequently outshining Moshe Zin. Me at second, him at short. People usually wanted us to switch, but I let him stay at short. Anyway, as always, I'm just kidding. He's an amazing player. He goes back on a ball as well as anybody. Ball's hit 20 feet behind him. He's at the ball before you could blink. Anyway, so last year in the we lost the playoff game. We stuck around to watch the championship. And I'm sitting in the dugout next to Zin, and the Robins have this phenomenal shortstop, Goldenberg, his name is. Ball's hit about 15 feet behind him, 20 feet behind him. Goldenberg makes it look easy, like nothing. And Zin turns to me and goes, "Is that what it looks like when I do it?"
Nice. Yeah, so me and Zin were going back and forth on Sunday. I was playing second, he was playing short, and there was a fly ball that could have been either one of ours, but it shaded over to the second base side, and he called it and caught it. I was like, all right, it's fine. Like, whatever. We were up like 2 runs, right? And then like 2 innings later, there's a fly ball, and he gets right under it. And he's calling it, and I'm like, no, I got it. And I run
nice. So good to put him in his place. You don't want him to get too cocky.
All these Titan League players, you got to keep them. These Surly Friedmans who show up and hit 2 home runs, like they own the place. You gotta hold these guys.
Keep their heads level. Yeah.
Look, if they show up in the playoffs, I'm all for it. Let them play for our team.
Not
allowed.
Not allowed. Yeah, you can only play for one team in the playoffs. So if they dare show up and play for you guys, they will not be able to play for me. So I will have their heads.
This is DSL, Alan. You can't just bring studs to the playoffs, okay?
Yeah, by the way, what I wanted to say before, which I forgot, is Alan and I were talking about it, and because of HSL, I think we're going to start implementing pickoffs in DSL.
Explain. What do you mean? You're not allowed to pick a runner off?
Nope, not in DSL.
Are you allowed to run on the release or after the release?
It's on the release,
But no, so it's a free runner every time
pretty much.
with even with 0 outs.
Why'd you guys do it that
I
way?
think YSL is like that. That's how we were taught.
I think Alan said it. Yeah, that's how we always played, and I think because also we
League.
play in Yeshiva League.
Yeah.
Yeshiva League plays like that.
That's why, yeah.
Really? You could. Oh, it's a free. That's so you can never turn a double play. How do you ever get a force out at second base?
The guy's not going to take.
Question happens.
He's not going to take such a big league anyways. Because if it's a line out, he's screwed. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not. How much?
That's true.
So we have a
Right. That's true.
I thought it was on the swing in DSL.
Nah, it's release. You could play swing. Oh, no, you could
Yeah.
play swing.
Also, it adds a whole new dimension to the game because it's a force out at first. So the runner got to be careful. It's not like he has to even be tagged. It's got to be forced. So it makes things a lot more difficult, complicated, and interesting.
Right.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna implement that.
we got a couple minutes left. A couple questions for you guys. Who do you guys all root for? Let's start with you, Jacob, in the MLB.
Oh, I'm at least back in the day, I used to be a massive Yankees fan. I used
Maurice
to
turns his
love
cap
the
around.
Yankees, and then yeah, good P. And then baseball kind of like fell off for me a little bit, and I transferred more to football and hockey. But now that the Yankees are actually good for the last few seasons, I've been kind of getting back on the grind.
Yeah, until last night when they decided to give up 4 runs. In
Back on the grind.
Yes, that was bad.
Cardiac Clay.
So Joey, you said you're a Mets fan. I've been intrigued. We've had on a bunch of Queens boys who are Yankees fans, but it looks like you have it the opposite. You're a Brooklyn born and bred, rooting for the Mets.
Yeah, so my grandfather was a Brooklyn Dodgers fan, and then when they left town, he couldn't bring himself to root for the Yanks. So when the Mets came along, he was a Mets fan, and I lived with him in the summers in Deal, so I grew up watching the Mets every day. And then when Steve Cohen bought the team, I was still a big fan, but I got even bigger. So hopefully they could, right the ship. And Maurice tells me every day I should just come over to the dark side and just root for the Yankees because the Mets torment my soul. But
you know what though?
sweet.
Like, I'm a Mets fan, so I've suffered all the abuse and torture and everything. But I'm starting to get old, as you guys noticed. If you're a kid born in 2005, all you know in your Yankees fandom is heartbreak. That's how I see it. It's all heartbreak. No, is it? If you were born in 2005, are you better off being a Yankee fan than a Met fan? Hot take.
Well, the Yankees still made the playoffs almost every year. Mets have seasons where they have
probably
70 wins.
So you guys think I'm crazy?
Right.
The Yankees have had a winning season for the past 30 years.
Yankees give you hope every year. They give you heartbreak, but also hope. Along with heartbreak comes hope. If there's never hope,
I mean, now you
heartbreak
sound like a
have,
Mets
the team
fan.
is so bad.
Well, Mets fans, Yankees
year.
win. They talk about winning. They don't talk about heartbreak. They don't talk about hope. When I was growing up in the 90s and then even in the O's, Yankees just had that swagger. They had those pinstripes and everybody, they just knew who was boss. Now you start talking about hope and heartbreak. It's a...
No, but that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you're talking heartbreak, that means there had to have been something that you actually got let down by. A lot of times the Mets, the seasons just go so awry. You're like numb. Like right now, Met fan is numb to them because
I seen Francisco endorse the Ace. I want to throw up the guy's batting. Juan Soto, that's sub 200. The guy's getting kicked out of New York.
That's a good point. Alan, how about you?
I'm a Yankee fan, not really diehard. I'll watch occasionally, go to a game occasionally, but yeah, it's kind of tough. We have a night set there every night. So
Are you going tonight?
what? Nah, we're not going. They're going Thursday, so whatever. I'm not going. But back,
I might go Thursday. It's a 1:00 game Thursday, right?
yeah, it's Memorial Day, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a 1:00 game Thursday.
If you want to talk Yankees, I'm your guy. I'm a diehard. I watch 100 games a season.
So did you think?
Maurice,
So Maurice, since you're a big Yankee fan, did you think my flip of the ball to Kassin was similar to Jeter's flip in the 2001 divisional series?
Did I think it was similar? I mean, Jeter came out of nowhere from the shortstop position, so if you were playing
you're saying I
shortstop,
moved
then
like
maybe.
4.
He's in.
But it had the same. You got the
By the way-
out, so that's similar.
Yeah, Gottlieb,
Thanks.
nice play, by the
Your
way. Good
tag
heads
was
up.
it was a great play. It was a nice
No,
play.
it was a great play. It was a great play. It was a great play.
And I got that one on camera.
But you just
that
weren't
was
the shortstop.
phenomenal call by the umpire. And I'll tell you, it was similar to the Jeter play in the sense where you had that little flip going for you, and also the tag hit the guy as his foot was on home plate. Like if you look at the
Jeremy
Jeter play,
Giambi. Jeremy
I think it was
Giambi.
who was it? Who was Jeremy Giambi, right? So you see also the tag from Posada hit like Giambi's back of his leg or something as his foot was on, literally identical to the video I have here. Also, it was like literally a quarter of an inch, right before his foot hit the plate. So in that sense,
so I sent it out. I sent it out to the team chat, and then the guys were telling me, "Yeah, right," you know. And then you got knocked into the mud. You got to stop comparing yourself to Yankees Hall of Famers. So, lastly, guys, what areas of improvement for the HSL? I think Alan mentioned need some improvement on the fields, but what else do you guys think?
Yeah, so my only thing would be
8 o'clock.
The Peck Fields. Peck Fields are like a little dangerous, I think, with the holes in the middle of the outfield.
It's
but
true.
I
It's
think
pretty crazy.
Maurice has one complaint.
Yeah, that's why we got the College Point, which is going to hopefully, for the most part, replace Peck going forward. We had to use Peck this past week because all the travel double headers, we needed 3 fields right near each other. But
Yeah.
College Point apparently has had great reviews, and we're going to hopefully use that mostly. What's up, Maurice?
I was waiting for someone else, but I do have a complaint. I understand that like we're the young guys in this league, but 8 a.m. is crazy.
9
Maurice
a.m.
refuses to drive.
Especially coming from Brooklyn, it's a 7 a.m.
Wake up.
It's a 7 a.m. wake up.
You
It's
know?
really tough. One Saturday night, I woke up I went to sleep at 4:30 and had to wake up at 7.
What were you doing at 4:30 a.m., Maurice? A good Syrian boy like you.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing, Maurice?
We left him speechless.
He was up all night learning. You know, it's funny.
Steiging.
I literally was talking to Commissioner Edelman a couple hours ago about changing the start times for next season. He said he received that advice from some others. Apparently, the Muncie leagues start at the games at 9.
Yeah, the Muncie League I play, and they have 9:15 and 11:15, and I think what do you know? What does YMSL do Sunday morning? When do they start?
Probably 9, 10 o'clock.
Do you know?
Probably 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But 11.
Why 9? We start at 9.
At that point. Play 11:15 to like 1, and then what? I don't know.
All right. So the only downside of starting a little bit later is, men with families, they want to get back home and have their day ahead of them. So like the second time slot, let's say you would start at 9 and 11, the 11 o'clock guys might not get home till 1:30, 1:45.
Slipping away. The day's slipping away.
The whole day, but a large chunk of the day.
I got
Right.
another.
So that's only downside,
another
but it definitely
potential complaint. When we have double headers, nine innings back to back is really long. I think it should probably be 7. Then again, some teams are only playing one game that week. You know what I'm saying? Like it gets complicated.
So it's funny, I hear that complaint both ways. From the Titan guys, I don't know if you guys know, the Titan League is 7 inning games and a lot of double headers. So the Titan guys, when there's a single game, they say they want their game to be 9 innings. And the Legacy guys, when there's a double header, a lot of guys want that only be 7
Would it be
innings.
weird, though? But then
Which
you'll
is
end up
actually,
having
I
teams
hear
playing
those-
uneven amounts of innings. Like, let's say one team's game is rained out and the other team's is not, and they have to play a doubleheader. I mean, do leagues do that? So you have one team will finish having played 86 innings, and another team will finish with 82 innings or 84. It's a little weird, but
No, so maybe in that case, what you do is if it's a rain out, meaning if it's not a scheduled doubleheader, then that game, the rain out game that was postponed, will be 9 innings. But the first game, oh no, that doesn't make sense. I say the first game should be 7. That doesn't make sense.
I was actually talking to Steve Pollen, and we're discussing in the Titan League, for the semis and the championships, should we make it 9 innings? Because we're not going to have the time to do best of 3, unfortunately, I don't think, with the RSK tournament June 23rd. Shout out to RSK. Looking for my 3rd straight championship appearance. Anyways, T4. Anyways, so I was talking to Steve Pollen, and I was asking him, do you think should we at least do 9 innings? And Steve was a big proponent of absolutely not. You play 7 innings during the regular season, you got to keep it 7 innings in the playoffs. 9 innings is a different game. You got to have consistency. So he was very strong on every game's got to be a semi. It doesn't matter, doubleheader, triple header, one game, playoff, not playoff. Everything's got to be 7 innings. So I guess
Why
everyone-
did you decide to have 9 for Titan and 7 for Titan and 9 for
It's a
Legacy?
good question. The big reason why is the Monday Night League in West Hempstead. A lot of that, I don't know if you're familiar with that league. It's like the top softball guys in the 5 towns. Every team is super stacked. You make one mistake, you lose. I'll give you an example. Last night, unfortunately, my team got swept in a doubleheader. There were 7-inning games. We let up runs in 3 of the 14 innings, and we lost one game. I think it was 7-6. One game 5-0. In those 3 runs, we played complete garbage. The rest of the game, we played the other 11 or 12 innings because the first game went into extras. We played amazing, but you make a mistake, you're done. Like teams don't make mistakes. The Titan guys, especially the Monday night guys, feel like 7 innings makes it a much more competitive game where every inning matters a lot more. So like in the 5th inning of a 9-inning game, okay, you got 4 innings left. 7 innings already, like every inning is much tighter. So the basic vibe of the Titan guys was 7 innings makes it more competitive. Legacy guys, they want to get out there. They want to win, obviously, but like, they want to have fun. They're coming out. They want to have a 9-inning game. So that was the basic. The HSL has always been 9 innings, so I didn't want to change to 7 for everyone.
It might be something. It might be something to look at.
Trying to create this
interesting,
Yeah, for sure. But there are also some Titan guys who want 9 innings. So like, it's not like the whole Titan League wants 7, the whole Legacy wants 9. The basic vibe of the majority of the Titan Legacy guys wanted 7.
All right, well, guys, we've come up on a full hour, which means you're our longest guests. I think. Yeah, by a lot, actually. It's been a pleasure to have you on the Blacksox. A pleasure to have you guys on the podcast, and looking forward to doing it again soon. And we'll see you guys soon. So thanks so much. Can we get one more? Can we get one more? Let's go for the road. Let's go, boys.
Let's
go Black Sox.
Let's go!
Big playoff game coming up. Let's go. Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for coming on.
Thanks
See
for
ya.
having us.
Thank you.
Ooh, that was good. I like that. Can we hit leave on the bottom? Or?